So I guess I'm ready to get started. I want to start this movie compilation, sort of like I'm talking to someone, telling someone, because I don't want to think about it. And the fact that I don't want to think about it, or like I just feel like, oh, no, I don't want to think about it. I just want my mind to obliterate the memories. The fact that I feel that way, I feel like I need to talk about it. I feel like I need to openly share my story. Writing seems too hard right now, so maybe I will turn this into like a book or something. I don't know. I just know that the fact that I want to like keep it inside means that I really need to get it out. It's weird talking about it. I hope that I can actually like express and talk about it, because in my head it's like really vivid. So uncomfortable just like rolling my ankle right now. So what has been the catalyst really for me wanting to start this was that this feeling of like I'm really sick of it being my head on the chopping block, or like that's the way that it feels like. I feel upset that it feels like people that could have, should have, could be like more actively speaking out and supporting me, and like just everything, like saying what actually is like true, not just trying to make it be like, well, don't want to ruffle any feathers. But the thing is that everybody has skin in the game. Like that's how he gets his power, keeps his power, wants power, is by knowing information about other people or about you. And then you're afraid that that information will come out or he'll use it against you. Fun. So I want to be happy again. I want to be in love again. I want to feel trusting again. I want to not feel so tense all the time. I want to feel not so like on edge and like joyful. And like I do feel all of those things, but it really pisses me off when people that are supposedly my friends have said all this shit, and then when it said all this stuff to me over the years. I support you, you're the best. Oh, like I'm here for you, whatever. You've been there for me. And then when it actually like comes down to it, I'm like, oh, there was a very clear opportunity that you could have said something there and you didn't. And what's frustrating is then when it comes back on me, because I am being vocal and speaking out about things now, that then people doubt me, or like it's extra fucking work for me. I don't know why people just think like, oh, I'll just take advantage of you. You're so nice. You know what? Nice is a fucking insult. That's how I feel now. If you call me nice, I'm like, that's so rude. Nice? Like, that means you're just, oh, okay, agreeable, all this. Like, no. No girl should be nice, honestly. No. You were fucking trained that way. Come on. Respectful. Kind. Considerate. Brave. Trustworthy. Lots of other good things to be called and be. This guy used to say to me, can't you just be nice? Like, all I need from you is just to be nice. Like, come on, just be nice. You can't teach here if you're not nice. What is nice exactly? Oh, nice, so you can just continue on to do whatever you want and let other people do whatever they want. So fucked up. Never again. There is a right and wrong. There is a difference. There is right and wrong. So, one thing that's not right is cheating on your wife, right? Let me just say that there's so much that I could say that I haven't said, but I'm gonna say this today because my head was on the chopping block, so to speak. And what happened was, it was like around Christmas time, 2019, and I was contract working for a wellness company, teaching yoga, and it was the Christmas party for that. So I was there, it was fun. I wasn't actually drinking at the time. And so I was like totally sober, except like a little bit of cannabis. Like, why is this even important? Why am I even telling this? So that you trust me, that I'm telling the right story, the true story. Well, the fact is that I'm telling the story. No one else has ever told the story, and that's what honestly has made me be like, I'm not holding this secret anymore because it's being used against me and you are not taking responsibility for your part in it. And that really pisses me off. So I'm not protecting you anymore. I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt anymore. You showed your true colors. I see you. Other people should see you too. Stand up and accept what you've done, what you did. Because right now, I'm the one that is looking bad in their eyes. And I'm sick of women having to take the shit and the complaint and just told to be nice. So I ended up making out. It was so nice. It was like such nice 10 minutes of my life. And made out with this guy who was actually the like owner of the company, who was my friend before this. And then he started this company. So, yeah, he was married at the time. He's not married anymore. You know who it is? So, we made out at like after the Christmas party when everyone had left. It was electric, but wrong. Like, I wasn't married. I wasn't actually in a relationship with anyone at the time. I was smooth sailing, other than sorry, wife. but they're divorced now. So I actually thought that that night had something to do with their divorce, and maybe it did, but not directly. But what actually ended up happening was I told my yoga teacher at the time, who also knows these people, and he was not like happy about it because he still wanted me to only be with him and not be with anyone else. Or even though we weren't together at that time, he was like, wait for me, like this is all gonna be over and we'll have our time, and so much bullshit over the years, and this will all be over soon, and blah blah blah. So I actually told him, or he pried it out of me, because like he just preys on information and like knowing things. It's just so inappropriate. So many things. But he ended up using this against me when like we were sort of close, we were still talking, but I did feel bad about it. He said, that's really bad, like you shouldn't make out with married men. And I was like, yeah, well, there's a lot of things you do that you shouldn't be doing. And then when I really found out more of what he was actually up to and not being honest with me or anyone, I don't think he's honest with anyone totally, I'd had enough. It was my breaking point. I have actually, since this point, have had zero contact with this individual. He threatened that if I told anything about him, what I went through at his yoga school, what I went through at all, anything, all these things that some of I've said, some of I hadn't. Trust me, there's way more. And I got receipts. Oh shit. I'm a Virgo. You're going down. You're already going downtown. Because you are sailing a ship that has a lot of fucking holes in it, dude. And that's not my doing. I'm just out here in my own ship, riding my own waves. Charlie, I need you to get down from there, please. Down. Come on. Down. Charlie, off. You gotta get off, boy. Come on. That if I ever talked about what I went through, what I know, all of that, that he would ruin my reputation, destroy my life, destroy any teaching opportunities I had in Edmonton, and tell this guy's wife and destroy my reputation amongst like their circle of friends, and also destroy their marriage. Which, like, oh my god, this person was my friend. That's the last thing you want to do. I was scared shitless. Seriously, I moved to California. I couldn't handle like anything, any of this. I'd had it up to there. I was like, this shit is so crazy. I need to get out of here. I have to save myself. So I left. Then I come back to Edmonton a couple of years later, actually not a couple of years later. Come back to Edmonton, and then a couple of years later, I find out that actually these two have gotten divorced. I honestly thought that it was something to do with that, but I didn't know until I met with my friend, this guy who I kissed. He did confirm that they got divorced, and I still didn't ask him, like, oh, did you say anything? But he mentioned at that meeting that this guy, this yoga teacher, actually still reached out to him, messaged him, like, friendly and shit. So that really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't really think of it much at that time. I just thought, oh, but like they're not friends anymore. He's not like supporting his business, but he's not also actively saying, you're a shit face. You've hurt a lot of women. Why the fuck are you messaging me? You know what I mean? There's a huge difference there. This guy is obviously still scared of like that threat. Maybe that is why they broke up. Maybe he was nervous of him telling his wife and him, I don't know, getting a bad divorce settlement or something. Anyways, not sure what their settlement was. So then I'm doing, a little bit of just Instagramming, and I see that her best friend, like the ex-wife's best friend, is strongly, passionately practicing, supporting, and teaching this style and system of yoga with this man. And this guy is not just like a dick, like he's dangerous for your well-being, for your soul, for yourself, for your bank account, for your reputation, for your opportunities, all of it, for your sexual well-being, mental well-being, physical well-being, all of it. She has the look like that the girls get, the web that he creates and catches them. So they get this like feeling of confidence and like, I found my way, I found my path. Like, he really believes in me, he really loves me. Like, he makes you believe that your life would literally be nothing without him, that you would be nothing. He takes credit for like saving people, but the truth is, like, a lot of the time he like actually takes people down. My life has definitely been better since breaking ties. I have my life back. I have my soul back. I love myself. But it's been work, and it still is work to like literally get my brain back belonging to me, meaning I felt like I lost my personality. I felt like I lost my humor. I felt like I lost my unique innate abilities and what makes me like special. Like, he sucked what he could out of me and like just funneled everything. Like, at one point I felt like my life was to like serve him and like be a part of all this. And once, like, when the control, the brainwashing, the manipulation, the don't even know like the right word, but when all of it got so progressed, when I was so broken down, we were sitting outside my house in his car, and I was saying something, and like it was always about him, like everything, always about him. Whenever I tried to talk about myself, it would go back to like, well, how does that promote me? Or like, yeah, but Kate, we have to talk about this. And I've started to think, oh, like you actually promised me the world. I believed you. And what I realize is you're not actually wanting to give me anything. Just wanting to take. Just in the beginning, like the love bombing, making you feel so special, so unique, doing all the right things, saying all the right things, and then you literally hold on to that for like however many years. That hope, like, or like that feeling like, well, he said this in the beginning, he said this, like he hooks you in so hard, and then it's just like a progression over time, different tactics, like breaking you down. So he said, you know, I could actually do anything to you and you'd forgive me. And in that moment, I felt so sad for myself because I knew it was true. I was so deep in. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like when you think your ability to forgive someone is wrapped into your like spiritual evolution, and that you're meant to be devoted to this person, and that's a show of like, that's a good thing of your devotion and just like being pushed around. So I ain't keeping any more lies, any more secrets. So this is the first video, more to come. But to finish that story, so I was talking with my friend yesterday and was like, oh, I feel concerned about your ex-wife and her friend. Do they not know? Have you not been open, like, or said anything that it would get to this extent that she's like how I used to be, how a lot of people used to be? I see it, it's a pattern. And her friend, like the ex-wife, oh, she just really likes yoga. Don't worry. No. If everyone would have just been more open and talked about this, then she probably would not be in this position where she is. And whatever that's going to be for her, it's not in my control. But what is really upsetting to me is watching the same thing happen again and again and again. To me, that is not okay. It's not okay what this man does to people. He is sick. He has undergone in his life extreme abuse that he has never gotten help for. He self-admittedly says that he has schizophrenia, but he has never gotten treatment. for either of those major things, traumas and mental health issues. You should not be guiding people that have been traumatized. You're re-traumatizing people. You're not making people's lives better, although that's what you tell them. There are a lot of us that are saying the opposite. I'm tired of fighting or going back and forth with people individually. It's frustrating because I realize that I'm doing a lot of work when I could just put out a video like this and put it up and then it's there. Like I said, I don't want to keep this inside, and if no one else is going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. I understand that it's not a comfortable thing, but I don't want to feel so sick about this in my own self that I feel like obliterating my memories. So what frustrates me about this is that this girl, this ex-wife, it really felt like she dismissed me. That she doesn't believe me or care. And maybe even is on the other side, like, so the fact that people aren't talking about it now, her friend is in like a bad position and like they need a warning. She needs a warning. And if she knew that actually this teacher threatens his teachers and students, that if you talk about this, I'm gonna destroy you. So like, this is really bad, you guys. Like, do I need to explain any more than this? Do you understand how hurtful that was for me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for any hurt or pain that this video or speaking the truth causes people, but you're stronger than your pain and you can transform it into power. It's better, I believe, I've always been this way. I would rather know the truth than just go on living like thinking some way. Like, I live for the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Not always the truth like needs to be spoken about, but in some ways it does. And last night I watched this movie called My Perfect Life with Mila Kunis. It was so good on Netflix, and she was at her wedding day, still feeling this way, still reliving these memories from like when she was in high school. So it's not just me, it's not just you who's watching this video. Like, there are women around the world that are speaking up, saying what has happened to them, because why should we be embarrassed and them not be embarrassed? Save face. Like, no, that's not right to do. It's not right to steal people's energy or joy or take advantage of their bodies or of them when they are in a weak spot. And everybody has weak spots, weak times, is vulnerable sometimes. And we need to protect each other, even if it's like uncomfortable, even if we don't like what we're seeing. Even if the person tries to be like, oh, well, it's just like this. Like, a turning point for me was one of my friends said to me, Kenna, that's not love. When I was saying something like, well, trying to justify something that happened. And that really stuck with me. So this is my act of love to myself, to the future, to other people, I guess. It might be the gift that you're like, I don't know if I want to open it, but I hope that like telling my story, I hope that being open, I hope that putting myself out there and sharing this, I hope that it makes people think a little bit differently or question things or make smarter choices or stand up for your friend or ask tougher questions or like the only way to move forward is being open to and accepting the truth of people's trauma and still loving us and loving us like loving us whole again, knowing that it's not something that like ever disappears, but it gets like easier. It doesn't take you away with it so much as time goes on. But what does grip me is seeing other people get taken away. It doesn't have to happen to you. Like, it doesn't need to. My girlfriend, like, he tried so hard to scoop her in to the fold, and she was just like, oh, like, this guy's a creep. So, like, some people really see him for all those creepy things, and other people are just, like, in a bad spot, heartbroken, whatever, questioning, why am I here? And he zones in on you. And when someone zones in on you and love bombs you and gives you opportunities and blah, 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 it does take a level of awareness, confidence, and questioning to be like, why is this person being so nice to me? Being nice is not a good thing. You know? What do you want from me? What do you need from me? Because when you're nice, you're like, oh, and then that niceness gets taken advantage of. You're so nice, just do this for me. Whatever happened to that old you?